Hi everyone, this is Sandy with Sandy's Crafty Creations. This tutorial video I will be showing you how I made my candy cane paper bag album using these Pebbles printed bags. There's 24 to a package. These are printed bags in the candy cane stripe, and I use these to make the pages of my little album. Now first you're going to need to start with your chipboard and some Tyvek. So to make the cover, you're going to need two that are cut 6.5 by 5.5, one spine piece that is 5.5 by 2 3/4, and then a piece of Tyvek that is 5.5 by 6.5. This is material to strengthen the spine, the fold line, and you can buy this at Office Supply. I bought mine. You can buy it at kite shops. I ordered mine online by the yard, and just cut it down to the size that you need. So the first thing we're going to do, we're going to attach this piece, the spine piece, to our Tyvek, and I'm going to use score tape. I have a 1/2 inch size here, and I'm going to apply it to one side of the spine chipboard piece. Cover it fairly solid. You can skip a little bit on the ends in between each strip. It doesn't have to be solid, what they call wall to wall, but you do want it on the edges, so make sure you get it pretty close to the edge as you can and all the way down. And if you have any pieces that are long, I don't tear very good with my fingers, so I just have to trim that off. But I do like that you can tear this score tape. You use score tape or miracle tape, and then go ahead and burnish that either with your fingers or a bone folder, and then peel the backing off. And then we're going to attach this down. So you want this laying with your 6.5 length side to side, and this 5.5 inch length here fits in the center of the 5.5 of the Tyvek. So you just center it the best you can, side to side, and press it down so that it sticks really good. The next, you're going to make you a spacer, or if you can do it without a spacer, that's fine. I learned to do a spacer following Kathy Ortefal's paper phenomenon instructions, and so I just put a piece of 1/4 inch score tape right up against the edge of this chipboard on both sides, so it sticks down onto the Tyvek like this, and that becomes the spacer. Let's see, I got this one a little bit crooked, so I'm going to try to peel that up and reposition it, because I do want to make sure that it's right up against that chipboard, and so I had a little gap there. Okay, so you can pull that up and stick it back down. Next, we're going to attach the cover pieces. So on the Tyvek, I'm going to take my 1/2 inch score tape, and then I'm going to cover the rest of it. And I'm trying to do this in a hurry so that our video is not real long, so I've got some tails here that I need to just quickly cut off. And if you rub on this, burnish these score tape before you pull the backing off, it does make it come up easier. So you peel the backing off just the 1/2 inch size, or whatever size you used. Leave the paper backing on the 1/4 inch spacing section. And then you're going to take your 5.5 inch side and butt it up against that Tyvek spacer. That, and then repeat for the other side. Trying to make sure that I'm staying in camera for you. Oops, knocked my ATG gun over. And this side. And attach this one the same way. The 5.5 inch side goes up against the Tyvek, onto the Tyvek, up against the spacing of the score tape. Okay, that creates the cover for your little mini album. And next we will be putting paper on the front and the inside. Next, I've taken 2 pieces of Fiesta Red paper accent smooth cardstock, and I cut one piece 12 inch by 7.5 tall and one piece 6 1/4 wide by 7.5 tall. And I'm going to put these together and take a piece of some score tape, and we're going to seam this right down the center with the tape. And you want no spacing, so just make sure that they are butted up together and then attach them with score tape so that you have a seam on the other side. Now do not remove the tape just yet. So next we're going to get it prepped for our covering our card album cover. So it's going to fit like this, and you want to have about 1 inch on all 4 sides with this in the center. So your seam is going to be on the back side, so you need to pay attention to that. So the next thing we need to do is attach this to the cardstock. So again, I'm going to take score tape. I'm going to apply score tape to the cover sections along all the edges. Here we go. And now we're ready to attach this to the cardstock. So we've got to peel all this tape backing off. So I'm going to turn off the camera while I do that to save some minutes on the video, and I'll be back. All the tape backing is peeled off, and I've zoomed in just a little bit closer so you can see it a little bit better, but see, all the tape is sticky. And then we're going to go ahead and peel this one off of the cardstock and turn this over sticky side down and center this over to the cardstock so that you have about 1 inch on all 4 edges, and stick that down. Now we're going to add score tape to the cardstock because we're going to fold and miter this cover. On the corners, I rather leave more than I need, so about 1/8 of an inch from the corner of the chipboard, I cut an angle. Now if you have the perfect ruler, you can use that, or your ruler to make a straight edge. I just go ahead and cut it with my scissors. I will cut away more if I need to. So now we are ready to stick this down. I did peel the backing off the tape on the spacers in the center. So I'm going to work with one side first, the long side first, and I'm going to take my bone folder. I'm going to run it along the edge here to crease this up against it, the cardstock up against the chipboard, and then just fold this over. To cover this one long edge like this. And I'm going to take my bone folder and gently burnish in this fold line into the tape of the spacers in the seam. And then let's turn it and do the other long side next. Same thing, we're going to burnish along this. Pressing up into that, so it gives us a nice fold here. And gently fold in here. Okay, then we're going to pull this up. Okay, so remember this seam here is going to be your back. So we have this. Now we're ready to miter. Take your bone folder and press down this little bit of the cardstock. Press right along the chipboard. Burnish that down real good to fold that little bit down. Remove your tape backing. Well, let's check it first and see how it looks. See if we need to trim just a tiny bit off, because you want it to fit. Have a nice mitered corner but not cut too short. So check each side first before you stick it down. Just a little bit more right here. I want to burnish that in. May have to use your fingernail to get that in there real good. Okay, that one looks good. So we'll peel the tape backing off. Same thing, burnish the edge, and then let's stick that down. And you have a real nice mitered corner there on the inside. So let's repeat for the other side.